Hello, how are you guys today? Hi Tosh, hi Jimmat, what is up? I hope you guys are having a good day. Okay, what's up? Jimmat says, my fauna, is Apple's battery life good or nah? Many joke about how bad it is. Well, that's kind I don't know. I guess it depends. Like, it doesn't have an always on display. and I don't even have the nicest iPhone, so I don't have the best battery. But like whenever I buy a new Apple phone, it lasts all day. And that's all I ever needed to do. Like unless I'm watching TikTok all day, which sometimes is the case, as long as it is all right, then it's like as long as it makes it through the day before dying, which it does, then for me it's good enough. Tasha's, I actually don't feel well, TBH. That's when you say shell nah. Nah. Shell nah. Or actually, what I said was shell yeah. Like, just really quiet. Like, shell yeah. That's what I did when I tried to put in a puzzle piece of the shell yeah puzzle, and then it didn't work. I was like, shell, never mind. Jeanette's like, oh god, it's not a shell yeah. Worst timing ever. Oh my gosh. Hello, Pan Pan. How are you? Pan Pan just subscribed for 3 months. Oh my god. Well, hello. You did not have to do that. Thank you so much. Oh my god. Guys, Pan Pan is awesome. And I think if I'm right, today is the day that she is doing the, oh, I didn't actually type shut out. The brain power is not here today. Yes, today is the day. We're celebrating Pan Pan's 1 year streamer anniversary. So we're gonna be rating Pan Pan because I think by the time I'll be ending it will be around like 3:30, and that's when the stream is supposed to start. So we can come and celebrate Pan Pan's 1 year. So that's what we're going to be doing. Spoiler alert after this. But hi, Pan Pan. I hope you're doing well. I'm super excited. Jamat is like the hair again. I'm glad you like my hair. Really, truly. It's good. It's like, it's reinforcement that it's a good haircut, you know? Ben says Halo. Oh, I cannot play Halo. But hi. Oh, hello! Bruh. Brain dumb. Alright, I'm gonna put this is what we're painting today. We started it last week, or the week before, but I obviously did not finish it. So that is what we're up to today. I have to pick a brush, though. Maybe this brush? It's kind of cool, right? I get to see you on my anniversary, that makes it even better. Oh, Pan Pan, you're so sweet. How are you feeling? I'm feeling all right. It was a little shaky last week. I got so sick. Like Sunday, Monday, and like Tuesday were probably my like 3 worst days. And like Saturday I streamed, so I was like, oh, it'll be fine. Like I'm feeling fine. Everything will be like chill. And I like got ready, and I was like, I'm just so tired. And so I just had to take a break. It like takes out of you, you know. But for anyone who doesn't know, I unfortunately did get COVID. I tested positive last week. The person who I live with, it just works in a restaurant, and nothing is really closed down, and Omicron is just really contagious, so they got sick, and I knew it was only gonna be a matter of time, so I got sick. So I'm pretty sure I had Omicron. So that I had to cancel one of my streams last weekend. Tosh says, what time are you gonna stream, Pan Pan? And then Pan Pan says 3 p.m. Eastern. Streamlabs is already popping in. Jamet says, I need to go to the gym. See you later, guys. Now that I have a gym girlfriend, oh my god, well, have fun at the gym, Jamet. I hope that you, I don't know what you do at the gym, but I hope that whatever it is that you're doing is good. Whatever machine that you're using or whatever you're trying to get accomplished, you know? You got this. And it's exciting about the gym girlfriend. Woo woo. Pan Pan says, I'm glad you're feeling better though. Yes, thank you. Oh my god, it's so nice. I saw someone else talking about it, and they were saying the same things, as where it's COVID, getting the COVID that at least that I got was a lot like being sick in slow-mo. Like, you'll be sick, and then like every day I was like tiny, minuscule amounts sicker, like 10%, and then like it got really bad, and then getting better was the same way, where I was like maybe I'm a little better, and like today I'm a little, like, you know, it was such a slow being sick and recovery that it was just creepy. Like, I thought I was literally like, wait, I was like, I'm just gonna be sick forever. Like, it was so slow. So that part was really weird. Tasha's 3 p.m. Eastern is 4 a.m. for me. Tosh, this is what I meant. Like, when I was talking to you last night, you were like, it's 8 a.m. Tosh, that's like the fact that you're awake right now is already shocking to me. Nigel QB, hello, welcome. Thank you so much for the follow. I'm glad you are enjoying your time here. Thank you. I hope you're having a good day. Tosh says, I have difficulty grasping time zones, and Pimpin's like, they're difficult sometimes. Please work out on my behalf, Jim Matt. Yeah, actually, Jim Matt, if you want to go to the gym on my behalf too, so that I don't have to go, because Jim Matt gives me crap every time. It's like, you need to go to the gym, and I'm like, but you're going to the gym. So, I think it's fine. Well, it's still early. Tosh, is it early though? And again, I still think time zones are weird. I feel like we should just get rid of them. And it would just be the same time for everybody so that we would know what we were talking about. And not that I like care about how much money airlines are spending, but they say that this is kind of unrelated, but daylight savings apparently costs airlines like hundreds of thousands of dollars every year because it is so much work to get all that data like shifted over for like half of the places I go to. At least like, you know, like I think like 49 states in the US have daylight savings. So we don't even all have it. It's very weird. I mean, it's early in the morning, technically. Gosh, it's like, it's 1 a.m. That's like I'm passed out by 11:30 every day, every time. Like, there is no, that's just what it be, you know? Like, how you were awake at 8 a.m. your time and you're still awake at 1 a.m. Like how? You know, like you're just, are you a superhero, Tosh? Tosh, thank you so much for cheering 100 bits. That was so sweet. What's with the disappointed look? I'm just concerned about your sleep schedule, okay? I'm like a mama bear. I'm worried. I have concerns. I just want to make sure that you are doing healthy things and not overworking yourself. Don't overwork yourself either. Because I feel like you have a tendency to do that, Tosh. This wasn't meant to be like a call out, I swear. I just Are you also concerned about your car's extended warranty? Oh my god. Yes, very concerned. Hi, I'd like to call you about your car's extended warranty. And then they don't know what kind of car you have. And also Pan Pan says, BRB, gotta go finish cleaning. Alright, well, have fun. I actually love cleaning. Same. I have a friend who, whenever the people, because they get calls apparently all the time being like, listen, about this is your car's extended warranty, blah, blah, blah. And so what they started doing is they just started being like, okay, and then just like making up car names. And like, I don't even know car names, so I don't even remember what car names they said they were making up. But like every time someone called them, they'd be like, yeah, I have like a Toyota, like Sally 43. And they're like, no, I'm sorry, what? And then he'd be like, I have a Mitsubishi. Like, I don't even know. Like, these are like half the car words I know. But they just started like making up cars. And apparently it makes them very angry. Because apparently they hang up on them. And I'm like, I've never in my life gotten a telemarketer to hang up on me. One time they called me when I was in high school while I was taking a Chinese class, and I literally started speaking to these telemarketers in Chinese. Like, I answered the phone and I was like, ni hao, like, and the thing that I always say is Qing Wen Ji Wei, which is literally just supposed to say, like, it's like if you were a waitress and you were like, how many people are going to be at your table? Like, that's basically what I'm asking. And which obviously doesn't make any sense, but like, I was learning, okay? And so I would say that, and I was like wo bu shuo Ingwen, which is like, I don't speak English in Chinese. And like, I'm saying it, I'm like kind of butchering it because like tones and everything, but that's like basically what I was trying to say. And so I'm like talking to this like guy who's trying to call me, and I actually have my dad's phone number, so it's like my dad's. They always ask for my dad. They're like, hello, are you Mr. blah blah? I'm like, no, I'm not. So anyways, this guy is calling me, and I start talking to him in Chinese. I'm like talking, and then I wait to see what they're gonna do, because I was like expecting them to immediately kind of like hang up, right? This guy just like keeps going. He's like, hello, yes, I'd like to talk to you, hello. And so I think I said it again. I was like, wo bourgeois, like all this stuff. And he does not hang up, and he just keeps trying to talk to me. So I ended up, I literally still had to hang up on him. I thought for sure that if I spoke to this person in another language, that they would hang up on me, and they did not. They literally did not. I was so disappointed. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, that was sad for me. I'd never done that before, and it still didn't work. Tosh says, we don't have telemarketers here, which is good. Or at least they're not in field or haven't gotten a hold of our number. See, like, they're so bad over here. Like, here, hang on. Let me just pull up my phone. And some weeks it's worse than others. So like last week I only got, let's see, one on Thursday and one on Monday. So last week I only got 2 calls from an unknown number. It's so bad over here, by the way, that if I don't have your number in my phone, I will not pick it up, even if it's in my area code. Like, I don't trust you. If I go to some of the bad weeks, like this was in the span of like a few weeks. All of these, let me see if it will focus on it. You can kind of see that all of these are like fake telemarketer calls. It's like way too bright right now, but that's like 10 calls. They're from Dover, New Hampshire, Pittsburgh, Vermont, Belmont, Massachusetts, Elberfield, Indiana. Like, they're from everywhere. You can't just like block a number. Like, they're all the same person, but they can like fix on these telephone numbers. It's so bad. They're just like constant, and like yeah, my phone was literally ringing like every other hour for that week, and it gets so annoying. It's so bad that telephone companies even have like auto blockers that you can turn on, where they'll like just block numbers that they think might be scam calls. It's so bad. It's literally so bad. Tasha's like horrified emoji. It's honestly, it's really bad. Like, I know that they talk about passing laws on it every once in a while, because it's like it's not super legal for them to call you and try to scam you out of your money, obviously. But like it's just not really enforced. Like, nobody pays a lot of attention to it, so I don't know. It's not great. I kind of wish they would do something about it. You can like report numbers and stuff, but it's not going to stop them from calling you. And like, it just makes it so that like if my doctor calls me or something, like, I do not pick up. Like, they have to leave a message. And one time my voicemail box got full because I didn't know it would get full. Like, didn't have that many voicemails, I feel like, but it got full. So my dentist tried to call me, and then I didn't pick up. And then, like, I don't remember what happened, but I remember being like, hey, like, did you ever get a hold of this? And they were like, yeah, we called and left you a message, but your voicemail box was full. And I was like, what? So yeah, even if you have like a smartphone, your voicemail box is still like very small. So it will get full very easily. So yeah, anyways, if you've never gone through your voicemails, I do recommend it. You should, if you've got just like voicemails, especially if you live in the US and you're constantly getting these spam calls who leave you messages and they're like, you know, we'd like to talk to you about that. Like some of them, some of the people who call me, literally the whole message is like a robotic woman saying like, please call at 602 blah blah blah, and they like leave a phone number and they're like, thank you. Like they do not tell you anything. They just literally give you a phone number and they're like, call us back. And I'm like, I'm not gonna call back a stranger with no reason. It's so bizarre. Like, but they leave voicemails, and then they like were filling up my box. And I didn't know that was permanent. So anyways, if you think that more people should be leaving you messages, you should clean out your box. Life advice from Fauna right there. I still keep like some from my friends and stuff that I think are cute. Like back in high school and stuff when like we called each other and I'm like, oh, I remember that. Like, you know, like fun stuff, but I have to like delete all the other ones now. Otherwise they get full. Which, like, again, I don't think that should be a thing because I feel like it should, I mean, I don't know how it works, but I feel like you could at least put them on my phone, and so that, like, my phone has more storage than, like, I don't know, wherever they're going to sit, but, like, my phone can probably only hold, like, or whatever the voicemail box is, was only holding, like, maybe at max, like, 20 voicemails. Like, haven't we advanced far enough in technology that I could just keep that stuff now? Like, don't you think we've evolved? It's like with the flying skateboards. It's like, or the hoverboard, I guess they're called. Like, it's just one of those things that I thought we would have by now. I literally remember watching Back to the Future and wanting a hoverboard so bad. I was like watching that movie, and it's called Back to the Future, and it's what like had hoverboards, and I was like, Mom, I want to ride that, and she's like, that doesn't exist, and I was like, what do you mean it doesn't exist? Like, I was so young that I didn't understand the concept that like movies could make things up and like use special effects. Like, I don't know what I thought was happening, but I was like, they clearly made a hoverboard, so I want a hoverboard. And that is not how it works. Movies do in fact have special effects. I've since found out. And I know that we have like something similar, but like I want a real hoverboard. Tosh says, I saw someone putting their phone under a metal baking bowl thing and then just hitting it continuously when a telemarketer is still there. Plus points when they talk softly at first. That's hilarious. I mean, like, I feel bad. Like, I do feel bad. But at the same time, like, stop calling me all the time. Like, I need a break. I do remember I saw some people on TikTok who, like, they were, like, filming themselves, and all they were doing is they were just, like, arguing. They were arguing with their telemarketers. So they would be like, well, why do you need that information? And apparently there's this thing where, like, a telemarketer really needs you to specifically say, like, certain things. Like, if you say, okay, I agree, or, like, I think you just have to say, like, I agree or something. And, like, this guy just kept being like, that makes sense. They're like, yep, you have my go-ahead. Yep, that is he just said every other variation. He was like, yep, that is what I said previously. And so, like, the telemarketer, you could hear in his voice, was getting really mad. He's like, sir, you just need to say you agree. And he's like, yep, like, I don't remember. Like, he was doing it really well. He was doing it, like, perfectly. And, like, the guy was just getting so mad at him. So... you can't say yes to, I think. I saw that TikTok, amazing, in other languages as well. Yes, they do it for so long. I think you're right. I don't think you can say yes. Like, I know I could never do that because I would immediately say something wrong and I'd, like, take all my money. They even had, like, fake credit card numbers they were giving him. Like, these TikTokers were dedicated to, like, irritating these telemarketers to no end. And I just, like, admire that because when I tell you I'm never doing that because I do not have the patience. Like, I am never, ever going to spend my time just, like, talking to people that I don't even want to talk to. Like, no, the energy is not there. So I think it's funny when they do it because I'm never doing that, you know? Oh, but they're so bad in the US. Like, it's definitely a problem. But I mean, like, you kind of just, like, I don't know, you have to have a phone, so you just kind of get used to it. Like, it's just a thing that always happens, and you're like, oh yeah, there they are. And I, like, joke, I'll, like, hold up my phone and I'll be like, this looks really important. And it happens all the time. Like, your phone will ring and people will be like, oh, do you need to get that? And you're like, no, it's just a telemarketer. And they're like, oh, that makes sense. Like, it's so prevalent. Like, that's the reality. I just think that's crazy. I'm trying to add, like, some lights to this bridge. So I'm just, like, doing some mild reflection, basically. But I'm keeping it pink so that everything else stays pink. Which is not realistic, but I kind of, like... I think we're just vibing, you know? Oh my gosh, hello! It's Riku. Hi! How's it going? Nice to see you. We were just ranting about how much I don't like telemarketers. Because they're the worst. And, like, so what I was saying earlier is that I actually have, when I got my first phone, I took my dad's phone number and he got the new phone, and I kind of just, like, took his old phone because I was pretty young. And they still to this day try to call him. And they just, like, are constantly, like, being like, hi, we would like to talk to him. And I'm like, yeah, no, this isn't his number. And sometimes they're like, oh, well, we'll just talk to you. Or they're like, you need to get him on the phone. And I'm like, okay, well, he doesn't live here. Like, this isn't his number. It's very aggressive. They're very aggressive. They're like, you need to get him. And I'm like, okay, who are you? And they're like, we're the... It's so weird. Telemarketers are so weird. Like, the effort they put in to scam people is crazy. Good. Had a lot of stuff to do, but I can finally join stream again. Well, that's awesome. I'm so glad you got to get a bunch of stuff done. That sounds very productive. That deserves a shell yeah. Shell yeah! So for anyone who has missed it, I recently I hung out with a few friends and we did a puzzle, and one of the puzzle had a sticker that said shell yeah with the picture of a turtle, just like that is below me in the stream. And so, like, as we were doing the puzzle at, like, 2 a.m., I'm, like, devolving, and I'm trying to put this turtle together, and we're all trying to put the turtle together at one point, because it was really hard. And so, every time we would put a piece in, we would be like, shell yeah! And so now I just want to say shell yeah randomly, but it doesn't make any sense if you don't know at least, like, the turtle thing. So I have this, like, picture of a turtle up so that I can explain to you guys what's happening when I say shell yeah. Also, I'm painting so many different paintings at once that I keep losing my color palettes, so I need to remember what color palette this is using. Because I was using one. Ugh, the bird brain. I think it was this one. I mean, like, yeah, you know, see the pinks, they look pretty similar. I think we got something going on there. I don't really need it. It's just kind of nice to have. I want like I'm not even going to use a color that's in there. Just going to use like a very light pink. And then Tosh Poker Face redeemed Waste Your Points Baller Edition, which cost 1,000 bits. OMG, what's up, Tosh? Tosh is always here, lurking, and Tosh just like amasses. I guess they're not bits; they're called channel points. Don't mind me. But Tosh just like amasses a humongous amount of channel points, and then like can just like redeem anything, basically. I don't have 1,000 bits, Swana. I know, I don't know why I mixed them up. Like, I know that they are fundamentally different, but then in my head, when I'm like thinking about them, they're not the same, you know? But wouldn't it be cool if you did have 1,000 bits? Don't you think you would feel rich? You would just like, you would really be a baller. If you were just sitting on 1,000 bits. Aw, Tosh thank you so much, Tosh, for sharing 50 bits. You do not have to do that. Tosh says, why would you assume I have a lot of bits for you? I assume you have a lot of channel points because you redeem crazy things like Rhyme Master, and, which I've not recovered from, but I tried to, rhyme with, it was redeemed, and so I tried to rhyme, and it was something, you know? It was something. I don't really know of another way to put it. Oh my god! Okay, well, wow. I literally blinked and I... Welcome back, Raku! So Raku has redeemed Rhyme Master, and I always have to look up how long Tosh says, oh no. Yeah, last time we did this, it was really, how should we say, interesting. Okay, so for 5 minutes, everything I say has to rhyme, and then I wrote, or it won't, but I will have tried my best. Which you know, it was important. So I'm gonna start it now. I think we're about 33 minutes. So at minute 33 plus 5 is 8. So great. Panman says this is gonna be good. But will it be in the hood? I was trying to rhyme something with good, which you would think would be an easy word, but it turned out it couldn't be heard. It was amazing last time as well, says Tosh. Why did I just try to rhyme with the word Tosh? Basically only also rhymes with posh. Raku says, I've never saw this one. I already love it. It's because I added it later. I just want to rhyme with the word it. There has to be another word. Zit. That's a word. Zit. Again, I never promised that this would be well done. Only that I wouldn't have a gun, I guess. God bless. I can't believe that Pan came out of lurking to say that this was going to be entertaining. That was like a loose rhyme. If I delivered it a little bit better, I think it would have been as good as cheddar, because I love cheddar cheese. I always take it, if you please. You know, this isn't going that bad. Last time, I just wanted to rhyme bad with Chad. Okay, we need to paint this cloud, but I don't want it to be too loud. Last time also, I just started singing the Taylor Swift bridge. And then I had to go to my fridge because I had to eat a chocolate chip because Tosh had redeemed it. That was the best one I've ever done, by the way. Van Van says supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. I can say that even though my rhyming is atrocious. Tosh says I'll wash the dishes, then lurk after. This chat rhymes, so it's what I offer. Tosh, you do the dishes a lot. It makes me concerned for your lot. Do you want to wash my dishes? Because they're bitches? That one was a little more iffy, I'll admit. But I will not call it quits. Tosh says, we're helping you out here. Silver. Liver. No, that does not rhyme. I need a lighter pink, so let me pick one while I think. Yes, dishes are bitches. They definitely are. I used to be a dishwasher, but not in a car. I used to work in a restaurant, and I also have the world's best aunt. That one was rough, but we are making it through. I will always be there for you. Oh, these are like cute Barney poems now, I feel like. And we're at time. That's 5 minutes. Boom. That was way better, I feel like, than the last one. Even if it was not actually better, it was just less panicked. Pan says, sorry, this stream is too wholesome now, so I have to go. You know what? Like, fair enough. It's kind of surprising that when I was like sitting here being like, what do I say? The thing that came to my mind was like something that could definitely have been in a Barney song. That one is always so hard. No one ever picks the Taylor Swift lyrics one, which honestly, I don't know how easy that would be. But like Taylor Swift lyrics, there's so many, right? So I could just say like, baby, now we have bad blood. Like, you know, like on my I don't know, I think it would actually still be really hard because I wouldn't be able to say anything like that you guys are even saying. I can only say Taylor Swift lyrics. At least with this I can like incorporate chat. So maybe that one is harder. But I just imagine it to be easier because I know Taylor Swift lyrics. You know, like, you were tossing me the car keys, fuck the patriarchy. Keychain on the ground. We were always skipping town. Just say fuck the patriarchy over and over. Same, yes, that one is the best one. I vividly remember listening to that song. So like I might be a really big Swiftie, but when All Too Well 10-minute version like Red dropped, I just listened straight for the All Too Well song. Like I went right to that song. Like I was not messing around. And as I'm listening to this song, I know all the words, and then the first new line is, "And you were tossing me the car keys, fuck the patriarchy." And I remember I literally was laying in bed, half awake, and I hear Taylor Swift say the words, "fuck the patriarchy," and my brain's like, oh, and I'm like awake, and I was so shocked. You don't even know. I was like, she just said, "What now?" And I was like, I didn't even know the context of the lyrics. Like, I had no idea why she said "fuck the patriarchy," but I was like, yo, man, fuck the patriarchy. And it was awesome. And I love it. And Pan agrees with me, which is even better. Pan's like, yeah, same, Taylor Swift. I was so shook. And like some people still are kind of like, that one is not, it doesn't really fit with the song. And I'm like, well, first of all, it's a 10-minute long song, so like listen. And I love it. So if you ask me, it's great. She is something else. I kind of like that she's been able to like swear now that she's not as much of like the young America like princess vibe as much. So like she can say words again without being crucified as much. This cloud is very like gray. We need to spice it up. But yeah, I'm trying to think of like other Taylor Swift lyrics that would be like normal conversational words. Because like most of them are obviously breakup songs. Like I'm thinking of Clean. There's a song called "This Is Why We Can't Have Nice Things," so I could probably work that in somehow. Oh my god, also, I don't know if any of you guys are fans, but because it has been recommended to me over and over and over, I've finally given in. There is this book called like The Rise of Avatar Kyoshi or something. And if you are a Avatar The Last Airbender fan, Kyoshi is the avatar, I think that was right before Aang. Or Ong, if you want to go by the Shyamalan version. Which I'm sure nobody does. But it's a book based off of like her origin story, basically. And apparently it started out as fan art. Or like not fan art, but like it was like fan fiction, and the guys who created Avatar were like, that's canon now. And they just like they made this random guy who like published some like, you know, just regular fan fiction about Avatar is now like canon. So anyways, I'm reading the book on it, and it's been really interesting so far. It's fun to like be in that world again, because I've watched all of Avatar The Last Airbender, and I've watched The Legend of Korra, and so like I know that they're working on projects right now. In fact, I think they started their own studio, but I've never like watched anything else or like read any of the comics or anything, so it's kind of nice to have like something else to like watch and like listen to, because I have the audiobook. I wonder what they're gonna do now that they like have their own studio, honestly. Like that's kind of crazy that they could do that, because they were going to I don't know if anyone is following this, but I know that they were going to release something on Netflix, and they hated it so much that they left the project. So honestly, I wonder if that's even gonna get made. I think it was like an Avatar. It might have been a show, but it was like a live action, and I'm pretty sure they'd casted people already. So who knows what happened to that? I don't. But it was gonna be kind of a big deal, and then they left, and that was a huge deal because if you have the creators of something leave the project, that's not really a great sign to the public that it's going to be very good. So people, I was like, well, now I don't want to watch it. But I mean, who knows? Honestly, there was a lot of controversy, I feel like, over that movie when it was like talking about being released. So maybe they will just cancel the whole thing. Pan says, I'm just thinking about the fanfics that I've read about One Direction in my senior year turning into real life. Man, I never read any One Direction fanfiction. Did I miss out on anything, do you think? I can't even, I mean, like, I can't imagine. But I'll like, oh boy, I don't even know where they would start. Oh my god, everyone was obsessed with One Direction, and I still remember, like, the first time I heard What Makes You Beautiful, and, like, that song was, like, somehow so, like, romantic and sweet and pure, and then, like, listening on it years later, I was like, he's just being like, you know what, I don't think you're ugly, and that's what matters. Like the message of the song is a little bit weird. Like, really looking back on it, like, my friend had sent me that song when I was in high school, and I was like, oh my god, this is so sweet, like, they care about me, they think that I'm beautiful, like, it had such a positive meaning, and now, like, when you listen to it, you're like, you're insecure, don't know what for, you're turning heads when you walk through the door, don't need makeup to cover up, the way that you are is enough, everyone else in the room can see it but you. Baby, you light up the world like nobody else. The way that you flip your hair has me overwhelmed, I think. But you don't know that you're beautiful, and that's what makes you beautiful. Like, the thing that makes this girl attractive is her lack of admitting that she's pretty. Somehow. And, like, I don't know how to explain it, but I just thought that was so sweet when I was younger. And now I'm like, that's... Okay, maybe it doesn't have the exact same meaning. Man says, okay, yes, a little bit, but for the most part, no. I mean, you know what? That makes sense. That's about what I would expect. I recently was reading some, like, Harry Potter stuff, and it was like, let me tell you, a lot of that stuff turns into, like, smut very quickly, and I was like, hello there. And, like, so many of them have, like, Draco and Hermione getting together, but having him still call her, like, a mudblood, and it's so weird to me. Like every time he says mudblood, my I just, like, twitch a little inside. I'm like, stop saying that word. Like, it's so gross. I don't like it. Like, it's supposed to be, like, throaty and, like, you know, like, attractive in, like, a bad boy way, but it makes me, like, not. I'm like, I, like, can't even read it. And I'm, like, sad. I'm like, he would not call Hermione a mudblood, and then Hermione would be like, yes, Draco. Like, absolutely not. I don't buy into this narrative. Pan says, damn girl, your insecurity is hot as fuck. That's exactly what the message is. It's like, wow, if you were secure about your own hotness, you would not be hot anymore, so don't be. But at the time, I mean, it seemed so fun. I mean, like, it's weird how, like, it just feels different. And, like, not saying that blurred lines was ever acceptable, but it felt more acceptable at the time. Like, you couldn't release blurred lines again. It wouldn't work. People would not listen to it as much. It would just not be the same. And that song was, like, super popular. I even kind of liked it, even though I was like, the message is not good. And then, like, I got older, I was like, okay, this is literally terrible. I can never listen to this again. Pamela says all fanfics turn into smut at one point. I mean, true. That's true. Tosh says, I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm not feeling the best. Oh, well, I hope you feel better, Tosh. Get some rest. Try to, like, sleep for, like, 12 hours. That's usually what you're supposed to do when you're sick. I actually just had to blow my nose. But I hope you feel better. I hope that you don't have anything bad or scary and that it's just quick and nice. Tosh says good luck on stream and then cheered 10 minutes. You're so sweet. Thank you so much, Tosh. You're just cheering me away. So thank you. I hope you feel better. Oh, it sucks being sick. I feel like with the pandemic, you know, the panini press that's going on, it's been hard to be sick because I'm not used to being sick at all. So it's like I'm like scared of just even being regular sick, and I've been so long without being sick that I don't know. Like, I'm not used, like, you know how you used to get sick and you're like, yeah, this is my yearly being sick. Like, there's none of that. I'm like, oh my god, I'm sick? Am I dying? Is this the end? Like, there's no middle ground for me anymore. Like, if I'm sick, I'm like, great, I'm dying. Tosh says, thanks, Pan Pan, celebrating your anniversary in my dreams. Oh, that's so sweet. I'll do enough celebrating for the both of us. Don't worry, Tosh. And then Flames Throw. Hello! Hi, how are you? What's up? Welcome. Flames Throw says, drink more water if you're not feeling well. This is true. Most of the people who I know are dehydrated. Sometimes I'll talk to them and I'll be like, well, have you drank any water? Like, they're like, I have such a headache. And I'm like, when was the last time you drank water? And they're like, 6 hours ago. And I'm like, go, right now. Go drink. And Pan Pan, again, on the same vibes, is like, redeemed hydrate. So thank you. I will take a drink. I like on Pan Pan's channel, it's called Sip Sip. It's like, I'll take a sip sip. It's got like a nice little cute ring to it, you know? Okay, I feel like I need to work on this cloud. This is like at that point in my painting where I just want to work on everything, so I just like go in circles and work on nothing for a while. You know, you gotta have that phase. You gotta have the not getting anything done phase. Okay, so I'm gonna duplicate this. This is how I do a lot of my reflections if I feel lazy. Because it works well enough. And then I just bring the opacity down a little bit. And then I blur it. And that's like easy enough, you know? Like, boom, now you have a reflection. I don't always keep it that way, but it's usually enough to be what I want. I'm actually gonna make it a little darker. I feel like it's really showing off how uneven that bridge is, so I might want to even out the bridge. Pam Pam says, and today we can redeem Chug Chugs. I saw! Oh my god. I was like, I wonder how much drinking that is. I was like, I guess we'll find out. Did you know that you can die if you drink too much water, though? Like, you can, like, flood your own body. That's the thing that can happen. It's kind of terrifying. Like, you think that your body would just reject the water, simply. Like, no, I'm all good now. Wait, what did you say? I missed it about water. Apparently you can drown your own body. Like, you can just drink so much that you can drown yourself. Let me Google it again. Can you drown by drinking water? In severe cases, water intoxication can cause seizures, brain damage, a coma, and even death. Bottom line, drinking too much water can increase the pressure inside your skull, and then you could die. So it's called water intoxication. It's not called drowning yourself, I guess. But I feel like that, like, I guess it's different, but... Pan Pan says, oh yeah, if I drink 300 ounces or more, I can drown myself. I know someone who almost died from it. Oh my god! What? That's scary. I don't know anyone who's actually, like, been in danger of that. Everybody who I know is just doesn't drink any water. Like, at all. And I'm like, hey, please, like, don't die. And they're like, I'll think about it. Oh, wow, this was really uneven. There's no way that is straight. Is that really straight? I guess so. He had like 450 to 500 ounces, and yeah, he had to be in the hospital for a few days. That's so much water! Oh my god! Do you know if he was trying to do it on purpose? Or if it was just like an accident completely? Because like, I feel like you would know if you were drinking that much. But maybe not. Like, I've never done it. I've never had like anything like that happen to me that would freak me out. I drink water all the time too, so that would be like very scary. Like, it's the only thing I drink. I couldn't, if I like was like scared by it, then it would just not be. Man, this whole thing is like tilted. Okay. I'm trying to just like straighten the canvas out a little bit. If you do too many like not straight lines, then they can get like out of hand, and you'll be like, oh, it looks straight because the thing next to it looks straight, and then it is just a mess. So like this one is fine mostly. Yes, it's a little uneven. Okay, maybe this is uneven. This is the kind of thing that you want to fix before, not after, so I'm trying to like just nip it in the bud. Pam says, no, it was a long time ago, but he was playing a state basketball game and was just chugging water like crazy. Oh, that sucks. Like, didn't even notice kind of thing. I mean, it makes sense. Like, I feel like when I even just like work out a little bit, I want to just like drink water like all the time. And I want to like if I do HIIT, which is where you do intervals usually, so you're like on and then you like have a rest and then you're on really hard and then you have a rest. Like every rest I like have some water. And like I'm like, am I even thirsty? But like I feel thirsty, you know, because I'm like so hot and like exhausted, and you're just like, you just want water, I guess. Like, I don't know if I've like associated water or if like I am thirsty, but you know, it's like, I love water. Pam says, I had to cut my water intake down because if I didn't get 200 ounces a day, I would feel dehydrated even though I wasn't. I'm back down to 100, 150. Wow, that's weird how that can happen. This thing I think was like 32, right? I swear I figured this out before, but I took the sticker off, so I'm just gonna go with the fact that it's 32. So if we assume that this is 32, I probably drink like, I don't know, like 5 a day. So I guess mine's not like, that wouldn't be too crazy, right? Because then that would, like, even if it was 6, that's still less than 200. I think it's only 5 though. It's hard because I fill it up sometimes when it's only like halfway full, so that I like know I'll have water for a while. Pam says, I love water too. When I'm home, I usually use a gallon of water. Too lazy for cups. That's totally fair because so like I said, I was sick recently. So, I'm sorry. Flames Throw said that when I'm home, I usually use a gallon of water because I'm too lazy to use cups. You guys are the same color on my screen for some reason, so I just like didn't even notice. Sorry, but I'm the same way. Flames Throw. Oh God, Pan, what has it done to you? Well, you have permission to post whatever you didn't post, I guess. I was about to say flames throw. That was really weird. The fact that you didn't try to post a link is weird. I wonder if you just like had a period or something and it was like a malicious link. But because I was sick, I didn't want to use my regular cup because it has like a straw and like I just didn't want to get my sick all over it. So I washed it and I was just using a regular cup. And like I had to refill that thing like every hour, it felt like. Like I was like, I have no water. And I'm like sick, so I'm like coughing and I'm like laying in bed and I'm like, I have no water. And you can't be dehydrated while you're sick because then you'll be more sick. So it was rough. I'm the same way. I need like a bigger container. Pan says I use a 1,000 a 100 ounce bottle of water and I reuse it for a week and I never use cups. Poor Pan. Well, you know what? That sounds like the way. That's what I did at work. Mine was a little bit smaller, but I didn't mind it because then it meant that I like got breaks and like could fill up my water bottle at work. So it was like a reminder to stand up because I would like sit for a really long time. And then when I ran out of water, I was like, oh, I can stand again. So I didn't mind it, even though sometimes I was like, damn it, I'm out of water. Man, I feel like very stuffy for a second. Hang on. Usually I don't know, I usually feel more runny than stuffy, but today I just feel like there's like building like a block up. Flamestar says, you know, when I was sick, I still got to work. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. It's the same way here, unless you have COVID. Then they're like, oh, well, you have to stay home. But like, then the CDC like changed the recommendations. It was a very confusing time. Like, it was like, it's 10 days, but now it's 5 days. If you were exposed, do you have symptoms? Like, even 2 years into this pandemic, the rules are still so confusing. And then they're like, and like half of the places, if you test positive for COVID, they're like, well, the at-home test doesn't count. You have to get tested for real. So then people who are positive for COVID have to just like go in and then get another test, even though they already knew they were sick. So then they're potentially infecting everybody else around them. And then when we're supposed to get N95 masks, but there aren't any, and now they're so expensive. Like on Amazon, they're literally feel like Chris Traeger from Parks and Rec. I was looking on Amazon yesterday, which is the only way you can get them is by like buying them on Amazon, which is another thing of like messed up. Like you should be able to just, I don't know, go buy them somewhere. But anyways, that's a whole thing. And now they're really expensive and no one can afford them and we all need them. And they're like, your cloth mask isn't doing enough. So they're like guilt tripping me, even though, guess what, buddy? I would have bought it months ago if you told me I needed it. You don't have to be like, oh, you're a terrible person for not having these random things. Like, bah! Flamestar says, all I can say is I don't get sick too much. Well, that's good. I didn't either until this year, apparently. Ugh, man. Being sick is hard. It's just like, you never want to be sick. And then, like, I felt guilty for being sick, even though it's not like I wanted to be sick. Very weird. Also, I need, like, a different color for this cloud. That might be a little much. If people don't wear a mask, I consider them a Trump supporter. Yeah, if people aren't wearing a mask, I consider that they are a rude person who doesn't care about the law. Like, we went to a gas station the other day, And the guy who was working there wasn't wearing a mask, even though there is a mask mandate in place. So I was just like, this is illegal. Pan says, alright, I gotta start prepping for later. This is looking great. Glad I could catch your stream and you're feeling better. Thank you so much, Pan. I'm so excited to join you later. So yes, take all the prep time that you need. I'm so excited. So yeah, have a nice little bit. We'll see you soon. But yeah, Flamestar, if someone isn't wearing a mask in public, I just I don't know. Like, it's not even, I mean, I don't know, maybe where you are it's different, but around here, like, you're just being a jerk because it's currently not legal. Like, we have mask mandates in place in public buildings. Like, if you're outside, it's one thing, but if you're, like, sorry, I got distracted by this cloud. But like if you're inside and like a worker has to come up to you and be like, please put your mask on, like, I hate you already. Like, these poor people who work in these grocery stores are having the worst freaking time, and you're just sitting here being like, I cannot breathe. And it's like, do you think that every doctor who wears these masks when they perform surgery can't breathe? Do you think that your doctor is just like dying the entire time that they are in a surgery room? I don't know. It bothers me. And I have like pretty, like, I know people, unfortunately, who had voted for Trump, and even like they get vaccinated and they wear their mask. So it's just weird to me. I guess I don't want to get too into it before I start just like ranting, but it's crazy to me, like the status of everything that's going on and that we are currently having to deal with. Also, I do not like this cloud anymore. Yeah, I just feel like super stuffed up. Give me another second. I don't know. I guess I guess you should just start nicknaming me like Stuffy Mickey, because that's how I feel right now. Okay, I feel like I straightened the bridge up a bit, but I don't like the reflection anymore because I feel like it still makes me think things are tilted. So I'm gonna redo it. I usually end up redoing them like 4 times because I very rarely settle on something and then use it forever. I'm just like that. Okay, so I'm gonna put it here. I'm gonna lower the opacity just a little bit so that you can tell it's a reflection, and then I blur it. Just so that it's like, you know, it's like more wavy and stuff. And that like feels more straight to me, even though it doesn't make that big of a difference. Like, I can tell. Okay, so now we want to work on the water a little bit. And I don't know, like, what that is. That's kind of weird. Sorry, I'm getting distracted again. So you can see I have it very purpley in the middle, and that's because that's where the cloud is. So I'm gonna leave it that way, and I'm gonna put the pinks like more on the sides and like up there, versus like I'm gonna leave this area because it's reflecting off of the sky, and I'm going to even move it a little bit further over this way because the cloud is more on that like left side than it is on the right side. And you can see it's not like following a perfect cloud shape or anything, but I think that's fine. I just want it to like, you know, like you can see that it is a reflection of the sky. And so what I'm also gonna do is I'm gonna take some of this brighter pink. And then, let's see, how's that? That's a little not the same color. And I'm just gonna take it and put it like closer to the front, because I want that reflection to, because you kind of want to like I'm mirroring this stuff on the bridge, but I also want to mirror like the sky, so that's like kind of what the point is. So you can see like why I want it to be closer to the buildings, because it's flipping it, so I want that reflection to be stronger, like up close, basically, if that makes sense. Although it's so windy, you know, when you like can just like hear the wind like cracking your building? That's what it is like right now. It's kind of like crazy. And like I said yesterday, it was literally negative 19 degrees Celsius or negative 3 Fahrenheit. And I was like, oh, it's gonna be fine. I'm just gonna like go for a walk. And then I like literally started getting frostbite. So make sure you have snow pants if you're going to do that, because my legs were so cold. They were like turning red, which is apparently one of the first signs of frostbite. So, you know, work smarter, not harder. Okay, so now you can see like the water's not done, but this is kind of how I paint, which is like I get everything, like I kind of render everything in like the same stages, if that makes sense. And this cloud is just like way too dark. I think that I adjusted the curves earlier, and I didn't mean to also adjust this guy. But yeah, adjusting the curves usually helps, and so that is good. But I basically tried to like render everything at once. So like I don't render one area and then like finish it and then move on. I kind of just like slowly fix everything at the same time, which is usually why I'm painting on the wrong layer a lot. But I feel like I've gotten a lot better at that. People used to do like a layer check redeem all the time, and now I'm like we can go a good long while without me being on the wrong layer. And like I still do paint on the wrong layer, but I usually catch it now before I'm like, you know, before it causes like a giant problem. And I said I was going to use a different brush than I am. I'm using my cloud brush. But it's just because I forget to change brushes, mostly. It's not really because I wanted to use this brush. But like, I think it's fine. I still kind of like what we're going for, you know? I'm going to like brush over this cloud. This isn't usually the look I go for. I used to blur things a lot when I first started, so I've kind of tried to get away from that. But it's fun to do it sometimes, and it's mostly fun in the clouds, because that's when you get to like play around with it the most, and it still looks very natural. So that's nice. Also, I saw somebody on TikTok making the like empanada thing that is curing like the mom who like makes all the food. They literally took the food that she was making. I think it's called like a empanada and queso or something. I forget what it's called, but it's like they make it. They made the dish. It's like the stuff that Binging with Babish does. Which I guess I don't know if you guys know who that is. But Binging with Babish is a YouTuber who I think has actually released his own cookbook. And what he did is he basically would create things that were in TV shows and movies. Like, this is a boring one, but like, you know how Leslie Knope always wants waffles? Like, he would make the waffle recipe from JJ's Diner. And like if you watched like a cartoon and they had something, like he makes like, I don't know if this is still his thing, but like he would just like find a TV show that had a food and then he would make that food. And he would make it really good usually. Unless it was like impossible, you know, like if the idea of the food was just like, I don't, like, it's hard to describe, but if it was just not going to be very good, then it wouldn't be good. But like it depends, like, you know, like some cartoons have like the garbage this, and it's like, obviously if you make something that is gross, it's not going to be that good. He can't, like, he's not like a magician. He's still trying to make like the same thing. But yeah, I think he has a whole book, I think. Like he made the Ratatouille from Ratatouille, that kind of thing. I'm trying to think of others, but nothing is coming to mind. But that's like the kind of thing he does, and I just thought it was really cool because who wouldn't want to try that kind of stuff? But he's like very talented, so there is pretty much no way I would ever recreate anything that he's ever made. Okay, so these are like some purple rays that I have going on. And I'm deciding if I like them. I think I do, but I'm going to make them a lot less visible. Also, some random stuff that's bothering me is I don't really like how this is blended. So I'm just going to go in and kind of take these colors and re-blend them myself. I really wanted like that specific shade of purple, which is why I zoomed in a lot. And like I kind of just want to paint it in a little bit so that the blending looks natural. I don't want it to be like I don't know if stucco is the right word, but this like pattern, like I don't want that over here. I want it to be smoother. And I want it to look like more on purpose, I guess is the way to say it. So like if I paint it myself, it will have more of that exactly what I want it to do kind of thing. And like I'm just kind of washing that out too. I don't want to get too crazy with it, but like honestly, to me that already makes a pretty noticeable difference. Sometimes I get carried away with my my blur tool, so I have to rein myself back in. Like, I like kind of what I'm doing down here, but I'm going to take away some of it. Extractor says, oh, so this is where Bob Ross has been hiding this whole time. I don't have any happy trees. Bob Ross has the happy trees. So those are a key component. I still remember when my friends were trying to learn how to paint, and they were just like, let's watch some Bob Ross videos. And I was like, okay, like we can do that, but like remember, you're not gonna be as fast as he is. And they were like, yes, we will. And like every time they had to pause the video, they were like sad. They were like, why is he so much faster? I'm like, this is his job. He's a professional. This is your second painting ever. So like, I think it's funny when people try to use him to like learn how to paint and then like think that they can just be as fast as him. Like, nah, it's gonna take a little. Extractor says, will you have happy everything? Oh my god. That's so sweet. Thank you. By the way, hello. I hope you are having a nice day. We are just kind of vibing today. It's a very cold winter day outside, so I'm trying to distract myself with some, like, you know, nice cloudage going on. Like a summer sunset harbor-y kind of thinking instead of like cold, frigid, freezing to death kind of vibes, which is what I really have going on outside. Okay, looks like... Okay, that is super bright. I did not mean to do that. Extractor says, yeah, I'm just chilling and vibing as well. Sounds like a nice Sunday. Assuming it is still Sunday for you. I know it is not still a Sunday for everybody, but it's Sunday for me. Whenever I watch anybody paint, it always makes me want to paint. Which is like fun, but it's also not great if I'm like at work and then I'm like listening to somebody stream and I'm like, great, I'm done now at work. Extractor says, I'm totally from the future. So what's it like over there? Because some people who I know are telling me that it's the year 2023, and that is just like, I was like, wow, I didn't realize I had slept through an entire new year. Like, I woke up and it was 2022 and now it's 2023. Jesus. Oh my goodness, hang on. I'm gonna try to blow my nose. In retrospect, I probably should have made some tea. Maybe I'll make some on my break. For anyone who isn't aware, I'm just battling a bit of a bout of sickness right now, so I'm trying to... I do not like the way that this is blurring at all. I'm trying not to, I don't know what I was saying. Basically, I'm just trying to get better, but if I'm a little, like, stuffy or anything, that's why. Because I am still recovering. Okay, there we go. That's the brush I was looking for. It's weird how much the brush that you use to smudge makes a lot of difference. It's very important. I used to think it didn't matter, but I was wrong. It matters. There we go. We've got like this like halo effect after the cloud, which is what I was going for, you know? And I'm gonna add like a tiny bit of the blue in some other spots around here. Clouds are really fun to draw, but they're also like, they can be really difficult sometimes, at least for me. I think it's just because they are like, you think that you can just like paint whatever you want, at least that's what I think, but like they are really affected by light and everything, so sometimes I forget and I just try to do whatever I want, and then I'm like, it doesn't look right. It's because like I didn't follow the rules. So like I always forget that you have to do that with clouds, and I'm like, just kind of do whatever I want. Okay, see, like, I want this to just be like a lighter highlight color going on there. Actually did like that, I think, so we'll leave that going on. And then I'll also add it to this side. just this kind of like lighter highlight because it's getting more hit by the light again. Okay, so that's like a little good. I'm like working my way up to this bigger cloud. It's kind of like this is one big cloud and then there's like a smaller one behind it. That's kind of what I'm going for. And it's got like a pink rim because it's being lit up. The other thing with these is like to have fun because you can kind of add crazy bright colors and they make sense. So it's like a lot of fun to be able to do stuff like that. You can see it's getting really dark over on this side, so I'm gonna add some of the light back in. I'm gonna give it like a slight pink highlight too. Nothing crazy. Just wanted to have some like other vibes, you know? If you see me constantly like moving my head, it's just I'm looking at my references. Just kind of pulling it back where it needs it. I guess it's not really gonna be as bright in the middle, but it will start also having some like rim light effects on the ends over here. It's like that's kind of cool. I'm gonna take this hot pink that I have and I'm gonna make it like a lot brighter, and I'm gonna fill it in back here too. I don't want to overdo it. But like it looks so good there. Alright, we've been streaming for about an hour and a half, so I'm just gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna make some tea so that I can talk because I don't want to lose my voice. So yeah, I'll be right back. So hang tight, go grab, do whatever you gotta do. I'll be back in a couple minutes. Okay, I'm back. I'm gonna have to get up again quickly to get the tea because the water is still boiling. But we got a minute. So, hello again. Let's go after these frickin' clouds. Let's do it. Stealthaurus, hello! Sup? I am good. How about you? We are just chillin', painting, living life. Also great. Awesome. That's so cool. Also just chillin'. Yeah, I have not done much today, I feel like. Like I maybe I don't know. I played The Witcher today. I had like a decent breakfast. I slept in. Of course, right as I come back, the tea is ready, so I'll be right back. I knew it would be done soon, but I was like, oh well, I don't want to wait if it takes a while. I have like a kettle, so it's very confusing. Like I never know when it is. Just takes a while, you know? When I just boiled hot water in a pot, I kind of like knew when it was going to be ready, I feel like. But with a kettle, like if there's a lot of water in it, sometimes it takes a while, and if there's not, then it doesn't. And the only way I know is by how heavy it is, so I just kind of wing it, you know? But yeah, I'm trying to think, what else did I do today? I mean, I guess it's only 2 p.m. for me, so I've really I've done this, and then I had this morning. I tried to get like a little bit of a workout in, but I'm just a little tired, so I didn't do too much. Oh my gosh, Stealthaurus just cheered 10 bits. Thank you so much. You didn't have to do that. That's so sweet. Thank you. I just have a hot water dispenser. That sounds really nice. Where did I? Oh, is this on the sky? Oops. I used to have one of those at work because it was like one of those coolers that did like the hot and cold water. But the water was always like so hot. Like you had to be really careful. Like if it splattered or anything, it was like boom, instant burn on your hands. But it is convenient, I won't lie. Oh my gosh, Stealthaurus just gifted a tier 1 sub to Buttered Fun. Thank you. Oh, that's so sweet. Yeah, I have a I forget that I have a sub goal going. Because once we hit it, I can give us new emotes. But that's the only reason I have the goal is for emotes. Stealthaurus is just doing it for the channel point. Are you trying to redeem something? Are you trying to like do a specific one? We did Rhyme Master earlier, like probably about almost a full hour ago is when it was redeemed. I forgot that you got more channel points for that. But thank you anyway. Either way, you know, it's awesome. Thank you for the support. Stealthaurus is going for the higher ones. I forget what else I have in here. Oh, I didn't know I have a reverse. That's funny. See my adorable cat. Give my cat a treat. Rhyme Master. I need more like 10,000 bit ones, I feel like. Because right now all we have is a Taylor Swift one and then the rhyming one. They're so much fun to have around. Like, I love having just like their existence. Like, I know some people who don't even use that feature, and I just, like, it's so much fun. Like, I can't imagine not using it. Like, just imagine if I had no channel point redeems other than, like, highlight my message. Like, I don't even know who I would be. Okay, so we've got that going on. I need to, like, zoom in on some of these clouds over here. Stealth Aura says it's a great incentive. I just think they're so much fun. Like, I don't know. I mean, like, I totally get if some people don't want to do them. Like, I have, like, take off your glasses and stuff. Like, I understand not wanting to do certain ones. But just, like, since you can kind of do whatever you want, like, you have so much, like, freedom to do fun stuff. Like, what is Fauna watching just gives me a way to just talk about stuff I'm interested in, because if I watched it on YouTube, then, like, I'm interested in it. And, like, you know, like the Taylor Swift rants, and, like, I obviously want to talk about Taylor Swift, so it's, like, a fun way to talk about her without just completely being an unhinged Swiftie at all times. Like, okay, wait, hang on. I get, like, carried away on some of these paintings. I'm gonna flip it again. I'm gonna adjust this line. I just want this line to be straight for this building. I'm also gonna change the pencil just so it stays straight. Sorry, I just sneezed. Stealth says the paintings look amazing. Thank you. That's so. I'm so glad you liked them. I get so, like, caught up in them, you know, during them. Like, sometimes I'm like nervous. They're not gonna be good. And Cotton, hello, Cotton. How are you today? Steep one gasp. That's a good emote. I feel like I don't even, like, there are so many good emotes that, like, oh, I get, like, distracted. My favorite of mine is probably the dabbing cat. But there's something special about the jail one that I have. Like, that cat is in distress. Cotton says, this is so good. Oh, thank you. I'm so glad you like it. We're still definitely working away on that cloud, but it definitely is starting to come together. Because, like, if you look at where we started even, like, I did this on stream. We were probably this far along, about maybe a little further. These are so fun to watch. Sorry, I just have to keep blowing my nose. Don't mind me. Cotton's like, yay, time lapse. Why is the cat in jail? That's a good question. And the cat is in jail for, whatever reason you decide makes sense. It's like, it's representative of yourself, you know? Also, it's cool that the time-lapse itself flips if you flip the canvas. Like, that's really cool. I would not expect that to be a thing. Little cat is a crime child. Oh my god, I forgot to turn on my stream light. Hang on. I can't believe I forgot. I even plugged it in. I like moved everything so it would be plugged in. Okay. Yeah, wow, that's bright. Oh my god. Maybe it's too bright. Maybe I'll... That's a little... Okay, that's a little better. Okay, what was I doing? Oh, right. Clouds. Okay. So, I just need to finish this cloud. Which is, like, obviously a little easier said than done. I'm gonna take a nice pink. And I'm gonna... not do that. I'm gonna just use it for very small highlights, I think. We'll see. Okay, I don't like that. It's really easy for me to go overboard. So I'm trying not to go too crazy. Also, last night I tried a new Thai place. We just got takeout because I was trying to like experiment with some like new places. And, like there's still places around here that I haven't even gone to eat yet, which I just think is crazy because I lived here for like 3 years and I like wanted to go to every place and I definitely haven't. But I guess I can blame the pandemic for that too. So I guess it's not totally my fault. Cotton says, does your Procreate have a light theme? It does. I use it depending on what I'm working on. So I can just turn it on or off. It depends on like my layers. The darker my layers, usually I use the light mode because I don't label my layers. So like if these were a little bit smaller, like it's not really affecting it in this one, but let me see if I can just like maybe this one. So like you can see I have like lots of layers with like small things on them and like you can kind of see what most of them are. But if I put it in light mode, it's a lot, like they stand out more. Like you can see them a lot easier now. So I usually use it depending on if I'm trying to see stuff. This current painting, I'm not really using it on. It's just sort of, it's just already on. Cotton says, that's cool. I didn't know they had that. Yeah, they have it actually on the phone and on the iPad. Originally, I think it was mostly like dark mode was for iPad and then the light color was for the iPhone to like differentiate it a little bit, but they let either one mix now, which is kind of nice. Because I like changing it depending on what I'm working on. But I do generally use dark the most. Like if it doesn't matter, I'm usually on dark mode. Just because it's, and like if I'm painting at night, I usually put that on because like the bright white hurts my eyes. All depends on my mood. Cotton says, iPhone has Procreate. Yeah, you can get what they call Procreate Pocket. And it's the same thing. It's just, you know, your phone's not as powerful. And it doesn't have like the same, like it doesn't have Apple Pencil. So it's not as good, obviously, but it's not their fault. It's just the way it works. But it's fun to have. I know some people who have used it to paint like entire illustrations and stuff. So it is technically feasible. Cotton redeemed hydrate. Thank you. Drinking is good. It's so important to hydrate when you're not feeling good. I feel like it's easy to get dehydrated, and then when you're dehydrated, you're just confused. You're like, oh my god, why don't I feel good? Like, you don't remember that you're dehydrated, you just are. Like, it's weird that they're not necessarily connected. I mean, I guess it's the same way with everything. Like, sometimes if I'm really hungry, I forget that I'm hungry and I'm just in a bad mood. And then people are like, oh my god, are you like okay? And then I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'm probably just hungry. Because I've actually been like accidentally kind of mean to people and then realized that I was just hungry. I'm a very hangry kind of person if you've met me in public, like in real life. Before I stream, I always make sure I eat. So you guys don't have to bear witness to that here, thankfully. Okay, what else do we got going on? These clouds, like, are fun, but they take me so long to formate because I'm constantly like overthinking them and then painting the cloud in and taking it out. And I'm trying to like give it some less smooth edges. Because it's so soft right now. Like, you really have to think about the lighting of them and everything. Yeah, so like, okay, let me flip it back over because I think it was kind of throwing me off. I have these like different shades of purple going on. Like, you can see this one is super not saturated compared to the ones next to it. It's kind of nice to be able to like play around with all of them, honestly. It's helpful. So I need to like smooth out this edge from when I originally cut this cloud out. Because I painted everything on one layer when I sketched it, and then I had to pull it apart. I do that a lot when I sketch, honestly. But yeah, anyways, the Thai place that I went to, freaking ordered like the least amount of spiciness in my chicken pad Thai that you can literally order. And it was so hot still. Like, I don't know if that is like normal for them or if they like didn't mean to, like if they didn't do it on purpose, like if they just didn't realize or whatever. But that pad, like, it's chicken pad Thai. Usually if you get like 0 spice, like there is absolutely no kick to it. And like, I'm not gonna say that I was like burning my mouth, but like I was not expecting it to be spicy. So I'm eating it and like, I always trust a food not to be spicy, so I was not in any way prepared. And like, all of a sudden I'm just like, oh my god, like something is really hot. And I was like, is this spicy? And it was like, if I were to expect it to be that hot, I would at least say it was like a 3. And I know that that's not a lot, but I'm just very sensitive to spice. Like, I know some people love just like hot sauce kind of like vibes, but I cannot handle it. I am not a spicy person. I want my food to be like, I don't even use sauces. Like, I don't use ketchup. I barely use mayo. I only use mayo because like, people get weird if you don't use mayo. They're like, bro, it's just mayo. So like, I've started to use mayo. But I mean, like, it's been It's been a challenge to do that. I don't use mustard ever. Like, ever. I just don't think it tastes very good. Cotton says, I'm terrible with spice as well. You definitely, like there's two types of people. There's the type of people who want their mouth to be on fire, and there are the type of people who are just like, please no. like you can give me mild salsa, and I'll be like, this is enough. Like, I don't know, I just don't like it when my mouth feels like it's on fire. Like, that's not an appealing mouthfeel to me. And I know that it clearly is to some other people, but I don't. It doesn't do it for me. I'm glad that we're on team no spice, Cotton. Cotton also says, not gonna lie, I do love mayo. I mean, like, there's nothing wrong with mayo. I'm just a baby. And mayo is like butter and like egg, right? Like, it's not it's not some like really gross foreign substance. It's just like mayo is a pretty normal condiment. Like, as far as condiments go. Okay, I'm gonna put this cloud in front of the other cloud, I think. I just want it to feel like tall and like I don't want this cloud, like, I want this cloud to have a good shape on its own without the cloud in the back, you know? Like, if that cloud weren't there, I would still want this cloud to look like a normal cloud. I'm gonna take like a slightly lighter version of this blue to give this some highlight. Because it doesn't look like it would make much of a difference, but it kind of does in the end. And like in the middle, I just have to get the lighting right, and I think it will be fun. Cotton says, condiment tier list when? Okay, so there's what? There's mayo, there's ketchup, there's mustard, there's relish. I feel like that counts. What other condiments are there? Hang on, let me just like Google condiments real quick. There have to be more than like 4. What's the one that's like ketchup and mayo? It's like, I don't know. There's one where if you just like mix ketchup and mayo, it's one. Condiments. Yes, please. Okay, I guess that I like basically had them all. It's mayo, ketchup, mustard. Pickles is somehow in here. I'm not including pickles. That's not a condiment to me. Relish and then hot sauce. So for me, I think that I like mayo the most, then ketchup, then mustard, then maybe hot sauce, and then relish. I do not like relish. Relish is disgusting. I would put that on my food, like, if I was like ready to hate myself. Like, I'm not willingly putting relish on anything that I eat. Let's just like get that straight. I'm not willingly eating relish. I used to make relish all the time because it's just like, you know, that weird pickle stuff, and then mayo, but like, I don't like pickles, so that is just not gonna be the vibes for me. It's not gonna happen. And like, I used to like ketchup as a kid, but I don't know. It just isn't that exciting to me anymore, I guess. Like, I just don't. If I ate a hot dog plain, like you gave me a hot dog and I put it in a bun, I would just eat the hot dog with nothing on it. And maybe that's psychopath behavior, you know? Like, maybe that makes me insane. And I am fine. I'm fine with that. There's definitely another pad thai place I go to where they absolutely are putting ketchup in their pad thai. And I don't mind it. You can tell it's ketchup because it's literally like, it turns a red color. Like, it's definitely ketchup. But I don't mind. I think because I don't really know how pad thai is made, so like I go with it. I'm like, yeah, this seems like a legitimate way to make pad thai. Cotton is like disturbed right now. Cotton, I promise I'm not an actual psychopath. You're safe here. This is a safe space. Ugh, look at that sky right there. We gotta fix that. Smoothing it out a bit. Okay, these clouds are having a moment. Let me, okay, that makes them look like they're magic clouds. I'm just gonna try to like... Dang, that's crazy. I'm trying to just like bring the values together a bit. Apparently that did nothing. If I undo and I redo it, it just doesn't move. That's like when you adjust the brightness and you adjust it by 1% and you're like, yeah, that looks better. Like, does it look better or are you just crazy? I'm calling myself out. I've done that. Cotton says, I believe you. Oh, good. Thank God. I'm so glad. I was worried I'd made you think I was like a psycho murderer just because I wanted to eat my hot dogs plain. I mean, I only even have hot dogs in the summer because they're supposedly like so bad for you. Like, I'm not just sitting around eating hot dogs. Like, I understand people who do. You know what? If you want to eat hot dogs in the wintertime, you do you. I used to love hot dogs as a kid because I didn't like hamburgers. I thought I would like die if I had to eat a hamburger. I was a really, really picky eater as a kid. My poor parents. Like, no cap. My poor parents. I would literally, like, when I had to go to school, they would make me a lunch, and it was literally, like, bologna. It was, like, a specific type of salami, and it was American cheese. I don't even know if there was a bread. Like, I don't even know if there were crackers. And, like, that was my lunch. Like, literally just, like, 7 salami slices, 2 slices of American cheese, and, like, maybe some saltine crackers. And I was just, like, full. I was like, yay, this is a good lunch. And I would eat that every day. Oh my god. Why didn't I eat, like, a sandwich? Like, what the kind of lunch is that? Not me being concerned over my middle school lunch right now, but high-key a little concerned. Okay, how is this cloud looking? We need like, we're so close. We're doing so well, but we need just like a little bit. Sorry, you can tell I'm like thinking about them every time I stop talking. Every time I'm not talking, I'm thinking about this cloud. Okay, so that looks more like it's one cloud mass, and then this could kind of look like it's part of this. Like, it's really important that they all look like they are like connected. That's actually kind of cool, but I feel like it's drawing a little too much attention to itself. So I'm just gonna go over it a little bit. I'm just like sitting here painting, and then Cotton's like, from bone-breaking stories to eating a hot dog on bread, always some surprise whenever I get to catch your stream. I feel like my catchphrase, or not like my catchphrase, but like my thing is literally just that I am chaotic. Like, I am fully full of just chaos. Like, I sit here and I'm like, oh, it's a chill art stream. Come hang out. And I'm like literally talking about how much I hate ketchup and hot sauce. Like, is that something that chill people talk about? Probably not. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know what. Someone did once tell me that these streams were calming, and I chose to believe them. I was like, you know what? If I'm relaxing you, then I believe it. But it seems too chaotic to be true. I think it's funny that you were also here for when I was talking about breaking my arm. Like, of course, you know? Like, of course I was talking about something that, like, insane. Like, I'm so worried about my jacket right now. Like, OMG. Chill out, Fauna. You have to go to the hospital. Your jacket is gonna be A-okay. You could get a new jacket, alright? Don't worry about it, babe. Cotton says these streams are calming. See? I believe you. I don't believe it for myself, but I believe you. Does that make sense? It might not make sense, if I'm being honest, but it makes sense to me. I feel like I've been staring at these clouds too long to know if I like them anymore. There's something good about them. Like, they have a good shape-ish now. They only needed to be, like, slightly more simple. I'm gonna make this a little more saturated. Yeah, I don't like that. I just want this purple to be slightly more purple. See? Like, doesn't that make a difference? Maybe it doesn't. Maybe I'm crazy, but I'm gonna try this curves adjuster again. There, I lightened up the clouds this time. That is such a cute emote, Cotton. Oh my god. Okay, apparently I drew this mark right here, so that's cool. Ah! Why does this always happen to me? Apparently I was just trying to draw that cactus into the painting. I was just gonna put a cactus here. Okay, let's say goodbye to that. Okay, that's a little better. There we go. Okay, now this bright color is super bright. So we want to make sure we use it sparingly. So I'm going to cover that up a bit. I feel like maybe this darker blue needs to just sort of be more around. So I'm just gonna fill it in a bit. This is literally how long it takes me to draw clouds. Like, I really have to just like be here and like repaint and then paint and continue this until I'm happy with my clouds. Or I just can't tell what they look like anymore. Also, I feel like this cloud is distracting. There we go. No more cloud there. I did mean to put something there, but I didn't want it to be that big. Like, I legitimately wanted like something that big. But I just couldn't make it look the way I wanted. And then I felt like it made too much symmetry with like the other cloud on that side. Maybe if I put it on that side, then. See, like, it just draws too much attention to itself. I don't know how to explain it. It's making a spectacle of itself. Anyways, that's probably why it takes me so long to draw clouds, because I say things like, that cloud is making a spectacle of itself, and then I expect it to get better, so. Did I flip the canvas again? I did. I'm losing my mind, but it's okay, because we're together. Okay, let's see if we can finish this up in time for this stream. That is the golden question of today. Also, I'm so dumb. I should have gone on a walk today because it's like it is currently like 24 degrees. 34 degrees right now. It's 34 degrees. But I thought that I needed to take a walk when it was -3. To be fair, it only feels like 23, which is still below freezing. And it's not sunny today. Yesterday it was very sunny, so I thought it would be good to go out and like catch some rays, but nah. Okay, that pink is actually kind of nice. I might add that other places. Cotton is like, Cloud just wants a moment to shine. I know, the poor Cloud. And I was like, hell no, get away from me. Celsius. For context, yesterday it was -19 degrees Celsius when I was trying to take a walk. And I almost got frostbite. Like, just fully was like, this is fine. It wasn't fine. I shouldn't have done it. Also, I did not realize how cold it would be in Celsius. That made me feel really dumb for doing it. Because it's only -3 Fahrenheit for me. So I was like, oh, it's only -3. That's fine. It's fine. Would you go on a 40-minute walk if it was -19 degrees Celsius? You shouldn't. Unless you have snow pants, then maybe you'd be fine. I didn't have any snow pants, and I didn't think I would need them. So I was like, I'm tough. I got this. I didn't got this. It was not good. It was a bad vibes. Okay, alright. We're getting somewhere. I'm gonna put some of it in the top of this cloud so that it kind of, you know, it's just something pretty to look at. This is when we start to have fun, when the clouds already look like, hey, I'm a cloud. All right, I make sense. I look okay. That's when I start to actually have fun. Because before that, I'm just like, oh my god, what's happening? Also, in my head, the only thing that happens is the Encanto songs. I'm just like constantly singing an Encanto song. Con says, I would think twice if it was just 19. I have no tolerance to cold weather. Wait, hang on, let me see what 19 Celsius is. That's 66 degrees Fahrenheit. That's a really nice day. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I went out negative 19. I was like, that's totally gonna be fine. Even though our freezing is 32 degrees. Like, that's what your 0 is. Yeah, I'm not gonna be doing that again this year. I'll probably forget. Like, next year, I might have to learn the same lesson. But I'm gonna remember that for the rest of this year. I promise you that. I'll be like, remember that time it was cold as shit outside and you went for a walk? And then you almost froze? Yeah. And like the worst part was that I was walking by some shops and I think normally I would have gone inside and bought something just so I could like be inside. But because I'm sick, I was like, you can't go inside. So I just had to like book it back to my place. It was so cold that the mask I was wearing had like taken the moisture from my breath and like froze over the mask. Bad times, guys. Bad times. There is a good thing about wearing a mask when you're cold, but it doesn't super work if your mask starts to freeze over you. That's when I feel like it becomes a bit of a problem. Don't recommend. Yeah, you guys could really come to this channel to figure out things that I don't recommend. But it feels like most of you already know not to do those things. Decaf M stare. That's such a. I thought that was a Furby emote for a second. I was like, oh my god, is that a Furby? I haven't seen a Furby in so long. I used to just be like fully afraid of those things, honestly. Like, I remember when I was like, that thing is gonna haunt me in the middle of the night. Look at that. It looks like a kangaroo. It's the head of a kangaroo. We have to keep it. This also happens when I paint, is I start like making my own shapes in them, and then I get like attached to them. Like, that looks like a very angry kangaroo to me. Con says, learning a life lessons and art, a win-win. I'm so glad I can provide that to you. Cotton says, that's a Genshin character. I forget what he's called. Really? Oh, I didn't know that. It does look like a kangaroo. I know, I think it reminds me of it more because like the Animal Crossing kangaroos are definitely designed like with that face. That kangaroo has my heart now. You can't get rid of it. Man, it's like I'm sicker on Sundays than I am on Saturdays. Or maybe I'm just sick in the afternoon. I did want to take a nap yesterday after we streamed. Okay, so I want to keep that wisp, but I want to make it a lighter color. So we like keep it, and then it's not as dark, because I don't think it should really be that dark. Well, look at that. I kind of like it. I'm gonna add some more stuff to this water. Just so that it's a little more interesting to look at, kind of. I'm gonna add some in the middle, just because I think... Okay, not that in the middle. Okay, and now I'm gonna update the sky. I always play with the curves at the end because I usually don't make them as bright as I would want in the final stage, so I always have to manually edit them a bit. I also think we need to add some reflections to the buildings a bit. Just gonna take like a darker pink, and I'm gonna turn on alpha lock so that I can't paint on anything else. And just do some like on the tops of the buildings. It'll be really mild, but it will help in making it feel like it's actually being hit by these things, like the light is affecting the items around, because in reality a lot of these items would be like reflective, and when the sky is this bright, like it would have an effect. And it does not have to be a lot, it just needs to be like around so that it kind of looks like that the things exist in the same kind of plane. Which is why I have the pink in the beginning, just so, because I knew I would want something there. So I'm just gonna put some purple in there. And like slightly in these. I guess I'll leave that one purple. Like, I don't really want to go overboard with it, but just kind of imagining where like roofs would be. And then you get something like that. The reflection, I'm not going to put it in the reflection. But there we go. You can see it's still like so mild. But like it's just there because you want them to not feel like they're separate parts of a piece. You know, you want them to feel like this is one piece that they all cohesively belong in. And like that goes a long way. I'm gonna use my pencil brush again for some of the smaller stuff, just so I can get that like in there. Just because like you want more details and stuff. Like the reason I actually used to have the smaller iPad, but I actually ended up getting the bigger one when I realized I was painting a lot and I could afford it. Is like the bigger the screen, the more likely I am to see these mistakes that I make. because if my screen was smaller, I might only zoom in this much, and then I might not notice it as much. So like the more I can zoom in, the better it is for my process. And now those jagged edges are gone. So that like helps me a lot, because I noticed with the smaller iPad, I would finish a piece and then sometimes I'd open it up and I'd make it like my desktop background, and then I would be like, oh my god, how did I miss this? And then it would bother me, but it was like I'd already finished it, so it kind of became a whole thing. Cotton says, I might do that as well. Really? Are you looking to get an iPad right now? Obviously I love mine. I'm biased. I just think it's a lot of... It's my primary art tool, so I love it for sure. It was definitely worth it for me, but I did get a smaller one because I wanted to be sure I would like it. Especially because like getting an iPad is an investment, and then you get the pencil, and then like it's just a whole thing. So I had to like convince myself I would use it, because usually I get really expensive hobby tools and then I'm like, I'm gonna totally use this, and then I don't use it at all. So I forced myself to get the smaller one, and I was like, look, just in case, you can always get the bigger one later when you've proven that you are gonna use it. Because like I have so many things, like I have like whole sets of gouache paints, and I almost never use them. And I'm like, why did I buy that? Was that necessary? Cotton says, I use mini, but I might upgrade for a bigger one. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. You would get a huge RAM upgrade if you got like a Pro, even like a smaller Pro. Because like that's just where all the RAM is at, and with Procreate especially, like you get more layers the more RAM you have, so it makes a really big difference. But you know, like you said, it depends on how much you want to do. If you're painting smaller stuff, like you don't need it as professionally, then it doesn't matter. If it's not as RAM heavy, like you just won't need many things. Cotton says, exact same. Now that I've used it for a year, I'm convinced I'll be drawing a lot, so I don't mind upgrading. Yes, I totally get that. Copic was a phase for me. Bought those and barely used them. I almost went through a Copic phase because I watched so many videos. There is one YouTuber who does like, I don't remember what it is. I think it's a skateboard or something, but he does a full like item in Copic markers. Oh, maybe it's an iPad case or something. Or no, it's an iPad. He decorated an entire iPad and like gave it to his mom or something. And he used, I swear it was those markers, the Copic markers. And I was like, this is the coolest thing. I was so into it. And I was looking them up online. They were really expensive. So I was like, I don't know. So I ended up only buying one. And then I was like, oh, this is kind of a pain. And thank God, because I never use it. But it looked so cool. I loved the opaqueness of the markers. I thought it was so pretty. I thought that guy was so talented. And I mean, I still do think that guy is talented. I just I realize that it's not a hobby I'm gonna pick up. But I do it with everything. God darn it, I didn't mean to do this. I wonder if I can just undo it. Yay! I'm terrible. I'm trying to even think. So I have my gouache paint phase. Let me see if I can find them. I know I have them somewhere. I might have put them away. But I had that phase. I just constantly buy things. When I was younger, I had a yarn phase, and I was constantly knitting portions of scarves, and then I never finished a damn scarf, and I eventually just stopped. because I wasn't finishing anything. I only liked doing the middle of scarves. It was not it. I needed more to feel like it was worth it, and so I just dropped it. Cotton says, when did you go digital? So I went digital, I think, in 2018. So this is my 19, 20, 21. This is my 4th year with digital art, I think. Let me just quit. I posted it like the year I did it on Instagram, so that's how I always am sure that I'm right, you know? If Instagram like died tomorrow, I would be so sad. Like without warning, like so I couldn't pull all my data out, I would be like, I lost everything. But I think I went digital in 2018, which is kind of the same, like the year after I started really getting into art again, and I was doing a lot of digital art, or not digital, I was doing a lot of acrylic art, which I loved. I just digital art is better for me because I'm less worried I'm gonna waste resources, because when I paint like with acrylics, I'm like, oh, I don't want to use too much paint, I'm gonna waste it, and it just becomes this whole thing that like I should just use the paint, you know, but I don't, alas. Oh, it was actually 19, so I was wrong. So I started painting at the very beginning of 2019, and I started painting acrylic, I think, then in like 2018, 2017. So yeah, I started a little, like, not that long ago. It's like 3 years ago. Yeah, 19, 20, 21. Yeah, so okay, it is still 4 years. I was just counting it. This will be my 4th year. It's honestly so awesome to see how far I've grown, even though I've only been doing it for 3 years. Like, it's crazy to me. Cotton says, I prefer traditional art, but digital art is so much more accessible. It really is. And like it might seem expensive up front, but you don't have nearly as many costs you have to like keep up, obviously. I can't remember if I've asked you this before. Con, are you like an oil painter? Are you also acrylic? Like watercolor, maybe? Just wondering like what medium you like. Because acrylic, I loved acrylic. And that's kind of why I tried to start doing gouache, because I wanted a more watercolor feel without working with watercolors, because I was so bad at watercolor. I just didn't have the patience for it. It's very different to painting acrylically, which I did not know at the time. I was like, it's just painting. No, babe, no. Cotton says, I started with watercolor as a kid. That makes sense. I feel like watercolor is the one that they introduce you with because it's like, you know, water soluble. It's like in that regard for a kid to make a mess with. I definitely think I had some sets when I was younger, but I just did not know what I was doing. And my parents didn't really like it if I made a mess, so I ended up just like not being into art much as a kid because I was making a mess. And they were like, no, you should be like clean and stuff. And I was like, oh. And so I just stopped, because you can't like paint cleanly as a child. You just paint dirty or you just don't. Like, you have to get better at it to be clean. Cotton says, but I loved sketching comic book characters. That's so cool. I wish I had as much of a like passion like that when I was younger, because I used to print out coloring sheets of Kim Possible, and then I would trace them, and then I would be like, look at how good she looks. But that was, I never like started designing my own. I did try writing my own stories. Oh my god, they're so bad. I used to like print them out and I would write in the like most ugly fonts ever. It was so funny. Like, why did they let me have a computer? Cotton says favorite Disney show. That's a hard one. I'm not gonna lie. Right now, it's WandaVision for sure. Like that show was so freaking good. But if we're going like old classics, I am a I really liked Hannah Montana. I was a really, really, really big Hannah Montana fan. So it's probably like Hannah Montana. Oh, Kim Possible might be above Hannah Montana. They're like very close. And then, what else do we have? I was a really big Sweet Life of Zack and Cody fan. I actually really liked That So Random, even though I don't think it was very good. And Wizards of Waverly Place. Alex Russo practically raised me. My personality comes from Alex Russo. So I loved Wizards of Waverly Place. What about you, Cotton? Cotton says, all wonderful choices. Thank you. I was a little too young to be in with the, like, Lizzie McGuire, That's So Ravenclaw crowd, but I did watch them a little bit, and, like, I thought they were good. I was too young, you know? Like, I only wanted to watch Lizzie McGuire if she was in her little cartoon head form, and that was, like, there were no exceptions. As soon as it was back to the people, I was like, oh. But I have no beef against Lizzie McGuire. She's amazing. I mean, Hilary Duff. I don't know why I said. Cotton says, Wizards is my favorite. It's such a good show. It was so, honestly, iconic. Like, so iconic. And it was so sad because I always knew I was a Justin, but I wanted to be an Alex so bad. Cotton says, do you have Art Attack? I don't think so. What is that? Maybe I do and I just don't know what that is. It sounds like heart attack, so. Is it similar to a heart attack, just like art? Okay, now this, like, part of the cloud looks a little weird, so I'm just gonna bring that back up. Just looks too much like a weirdo hedgehog. Just gonna stop it for a second. Cotton says it's a Disney show, but I think it was Disney UK. I don't think I ever heard of that one. Is it really good? Oh, actually, Owl House. Owl House is so good. Owl House is probably like number 3, maybe. Maybe number 2, depending on what happens, because it's not finished yet. But Owl House is a Disney show, and it's phenomenal. It's so good. It's not even on Disney Plus because they hate us, but that show, I would recommend it to, like, everybody. It's so, like, wholesome and so nice. Cotton says our attack was amazing. So much creativity. I wonder if I can, like, watch it somewhere. Because that sounds really fun. Man, I'm sneezing. Okay, Art Attack. Oh, this was an older one. This was like 2011. I don't think I ever watched it, but it looks really cute. There was like this cute room. I used to watch a lot of PBS, and I remember vividly watching Zoom, which was like that show where they were like in a black room and they like did weird creative things. I also really liked Cyberspace, which was a math show. Of course, I liked a math show. And then Ruffman. Like the show, what was that called? Whatever show, like the Attack Ruffman, the show Ruffman. I thought it was so good. Yeah, it says, let's see. 25 episodes. Wait, what? It says 1990 to 2007. Then it was on, yeah. And then it was on 1990 to 2015. Apparently, I think Disney might have repicked it up or something. Because I doubt you're talking about, I doubt it was the 1990 version. Art Attack is a British children's television program, hosted from 1990 to 2007, and then presented by someone else from 2012 to 2015. Yeah, so I don't know what was going on, but it looks like something happened and then something else happened, so I don't know if it was like a reboot or if they like aired it way later or something. But that looks super cool. They had, I loved TV so much as a kid. I used to watch so much PBS though. I loved Arthur. I'm trying to think what else I watched. Cyberspace was one of my favorite shows. I used to come home from hanging out with friends to go watch that show. I was such a math nerd as a kid. It's kind of insane I didn't major in math. I kind of should have, looking back on it. I don't know what my career would be, but also it's really hard. Once you get past like Calc 1, whew, my brain. In Calc, I could kind of avoid using too much trig, but by Calc 2, it's like all trig. And I took standard trigonometry, and so I just didn't learn much past like SOHCAHTOA, which probably doesn't make any sense to you if you are not a trig nerd. But it just wasn't enough for me to learn enough to get ready for Calc 2, because it has to do with like, I don't know, like there's cosine, sine, and tangent, and then they have like reverses, and then they're like mapped on this radial wheel, and you have to know what ones are which, like the angle of cosine. You just had to know what the angle of cosine was, and I was just like, bish, I don't know what that is. And they were like, you have to have these, like, you just know that. And I was like, what? So that was hard. That was very hard. Trig is not my friend, really, but I'm okay at it. It just takes me a while. Okay, I'm just like fading that out a little bit. I had a whole nother painting I was like ready for us to work on, but these clouds, my man, are just taking so long. Cotton says, I was looking for Art Attack, and now you're talking about math. Yes, because of cyberspace. I blame cyberspace. Do love trig, by the way. Really? I swear, all my friends hate math. None of my friends are math fans. They're like, I'm never gonna use math. And I'm like, okay, well, you kind of are, but like, I'm not gonna argue with you about it. It's fine. Like, they're like, I'm never gonna use algebra. And I'm like, you use algebra all the time. You're just not thinking about it in this, like, binary algebraic way that school is teaching you. But, like, you do use algebra. And, like, tipping, at least, like, learn your percents. Like, to a vague degree of understanding them. And, like, fractions and stuff, I still use that, like, in trying to make my Excel book. Like, if I'm like, okay, if I want this to be 30%, if I divide this percent by, like, I use math all the time. And, like, I'm an accountant, so I guess I'm a little more on that gear. But people use math all the time. They just don't want to admit it. Cotton is like, thank you. Right, like, you're using math. Like, math is, like, in the universe. Like, we didn't even make math. We just learned math. It's like science. Like, we didn't make math up. Math was already created, and then we learned how it worked. It's so cool. But everybody acts like it's the devil. But I guess that, like, some people are more predisposed to not understanding math than others. So, like, for some people, it physically hurts their brain to do math. I watched a YouTube video on it. I love math. Like, I don't know, I'm not that person, but I used to help all my friends in college with stats because I literally, all my friends were like failing stats, and I would like walk them through it, and they all passed. Like, one of my friends literally was like, if I do not pass this exam, I am going to literally fail this class. Like, I asked this professor for an extra exam so I don't fail. I have to take stats. It's required. Like, please help me. And like, I helped all of them. Like, I kind of forgot all my stats knowledge, honestly, but if I wanted to, I could like pick it back up again. Some of it was more confusing to me than others, like with using the bell curve. I think I was like confused on like some things, but I'm very good at stats. Cotton says, math is cool. I love math as well. Yeah, I feel like people don't expect artsy people to like or know math. So I always feel like I'm some weird anomaly who like wants to do math and wants to do art. Like, it's not very, like, you know, there's like the left brain and the right brain, and that's not really like a thing anymore, but I don't know. I think I just liked math because it had an answer. Like, math has an answer. It's not like where you write an essay and then anyone can really just like disagree with you. Like, there's an answer to math. And I just like, I think I liked that about it. Like, it was just nice to know that I was right. Like, this is definitively correct or this is definitively incorrect. It's not like, well, the opinions based off of like it was just nice to be able to like do something, I think. And maybe that speaks to my anxiety, but like, I thought it was nice. I always loved it as a kid too, but I think it's because like I liked cyberspace and stuff. Like, I was just a little nerd. Han says, it's just so cool. All of our universe works on one thing, and it's math. Right? Like, all those cool, like, shapes and stuff, like, snowflakes are math. Like, I think it's so awesome. Sorry if you're, like, listening to me and you don't like math, but I love math, so I'll probably talk about it again. And, like, some people get mad. They're like, what's an imaginary number? If it's imaginary, like, you know, like, because some of it you can, like, make jokes out of. Or, like, I kind of like the ones where they're like, Sally buys 100 pumpkins. And it's like, okay, hold up. What is Sally doing with all those damn pumpkins? And, like, some of the questions are, honestly, they are so bizarre. And, like, I totally get the people who kind of hate on the questions that try to, like, misdirect you to see if you, like, know the answer. Because, like, some of them will be like, okay, so if you are traveling this way and you need to roll this boulder 5 miles, but then the sun is shining to the east and you see that the wind is moving. Like, they add all those unnecessary details to confuse you to see if you know what's really important. And I don't like that sometimes. But I get why they do it. They're just trying to teach you. But, like, when you say, like, you won't go to the store and you need to share your 100 watermelons. Like, couldn't you have just picked something else that doesn't sound insane? Like, now I'm hung up on the 100 watermelons when really we should be doing math. Ugh. I don't know. I digress. Okay, what are we thinking? I kept the kangaroo even though she's a little dark. Maybe I'll brighten her up. Okay, that's like a little too bright. Yeah, like not that bright. . I want to keep her. I think she's a cutie. I named her Sandra. Maybe I'll just make her slightly lighter from here. I'm like lightening this entire cloud for this kangaroo. Okay, let's just do very slight. Okay, that's better. That makes it look actually more normal. Cotton says, okay, I just posted one episode in your Discord. Check it whenever you can. Oh my god, yes! Hopefully I can get to it tonight. That's so awesome. I'm so excited. I feel like it would totally be the kind of thing that I'd want to watch. I feel like I'm just finagling it at this point. There are probably things I will change at it, but like sometimes when I'm just doing these streams and I like stare at it, I just lose my ability to see like what's wrong with it and stuff. Like what I want to fix. Like I can finagle it for a while, but it doesn't mean I'm necessarily seeing like the problems or whatever. I'm actually gonna bring... Okay, I've adjusted the curve so much that now this cloud is like... looks like a weirdo. Okay. Is that too dark? A little. There's such a fine line between too dark and the right amount of dark. And it's just like, it's too greeny blue. I don't know how I did that. There you go. Now you can see it's like more purple. Although I don't know if I like it. I'm so picky. I'm like, wow, it has to be this very... Like, this is what I mean. Like, I'm gonna adjust it by 0.52. Cotton says, do I have to put a disclaimer that it was a children's show? No, you're good. Maybe if somebody else watches it, but I like kids shows. Like, there's some... Like, I know I haven't watched it, so I won't necessarily have that nostalgic feel. But, like, I could literally rewatch, like, kids shows just because it's, like fun. Like I won't binge watch it probably all day, but you know, it's like fun. It's nice. It's relaxing. I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, Cotton, you thought I would like a child show? I feel like that would happen though. Like not like me, but like I would of course recommend something like that, and then they'd be like, what are you doing? Like, listen, we're just trying to have a good time. I'm here for a good time, not a long time. Oh, wow, that's super intense. I'm gonna get rid of the rays under here. I don't think I like them. They make everything really dark. We'll just keep them up there. And then I'm gonna... I don't want the pink to be that dark either. So I'm gonna lighten it up. Help with the transition down. There we go. Alright, I think I'm done finagling everything for now. I always make my like signature-y thing like too big. Alright, well it's almost 3 hours. We usually do a little bit over 3 hours, but I want to go hang out. Pan is doing her stream anniversary, so we have to go check that out. I don't want to miss too much of it. So yeah, thank you guys all for hanging out with me. We're gonna go raid Pan. But it was so awesome to paint with you guys. I will be planning. I'm planning to do something next week. We'll be painting something new. I don't know what game we'll play. We might do Animal Crossing, but we might do something else. So yeah, we'll figure it out. Cotton says it looks beautiful. Also, thank you for the stream. You're so sweet. Oh my god, thank you so much. I'm so glad you had a good time. So yeah, I will see you guys on the other side of the raid. But have a great week. Stay hydrated. Take care of yourself. Be very careful. With every craziness that's going on in the world, but thank you guys for coming and hanging out with me. Oh, I did it wrong. It's not a exclamation point. It's a slash command. There we go. Oh, Warhammer, I'm so sorry. No. I know. Ugh, timing. It sucks. I'm cutting it a little bit shorter than normal because we're going to raid Pan Pan. Okay, I'll give you a witty pun before we head out, though. Oh my gosh. Joke now! We have to go hang out with Pan Pan. It's her 1-year streamiversary, so that's her we're going to raid. Alright. Why do birds fly to warmer climates in the winter? This one is not good. Hang on. We're doing a different one. Okay, how does the ocean say hello? It waves. Is it waves? Okay, the last joke, I said it wasn't very good. It's why do birds fly to warmer climates in the winter? And it's because it's much easier than walking. That's not very good. That's not very good at all. Like, oh, it's funny, but like, it's not like as much of a pun. It's just like, haha, they're not gonna walk. Like, come on now, give us a good joke. Oh, all right, well, thank you guys for coming. I'm sorry, Warhammer. Hopefully next week I'll be able to go a little bit longer on the Sunday stream, so you could join us for a little bit longer. I hope you enjoyed the joke. I'll see you guys on the other side. God damn it, I did it wrong again. What do you mean invalid? Oh, I did too many 6s. Wouldn't it be funny if we rated somebody else who was just like, not even, who like was just another person? Like we just rated a random person. I'm sorry, Warhammer. I'll talk to you in the Discord. You guys can just say like fauna raid. Here, I'll give you guys one if you are here. I guess this is what you're supposed to do. And then, or you can do fauna raid and then just like some hearts or something. But yeah, all right, thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.